Hello, and thank you so much for serving on this Sunday, March 3rd, 2024. This video is going to be different than our normal videos. I'm going to go in a little bit of a deeper dive into today's lesson because we are test driving a new curriculum this month, just to kind of see the elements that we really like and maybe some of the ones that we don't. So I ask that you take your time to watch this video so that you kind of understand some of the differences in this curriculum that we're going to be looking at today, that we'll be using for this week. So I'm going to first start by showing you how the pages are numbered on each thing here. So throughout my lesson plan, which is on the first page on the front and back, you will see page numbers referenced. And so you'll need to look on kind of the tops of the other pages to know what pages I'm referencing. So like there in the corner there, it does go all the way through page 11. So I'll walk you through it and you can see kind of where those pages are located. So when you arrive, it's the same as usual. You're going to arrive around 9:30. Check into the check-in room to get your volunteer badge and also to pray together as a team and have your team huddle with Kristen before moving into your classroom to get set up for the day. So as students arrive, they're going to choose a center to do a center activity of their choice as usual. One teacher will do check-in as the students are arriving. One teacher will turn the TV on the YouTube channel to play some music as they arrive, and two teachers will kind of be walking around. Then around 10:10, this is where things start to look a little bit different. At 10:10, all the students will clean up and put away their table center activity, and they're going to move into the worship area. But instead of doing a worship song together this morning, we're going to be doing two different activities: the welcome activity, which is on page 3, as well as the intro video, which is on page 3. So looking at page 3, which is right here, you can see the welcome activity is here. To do the welcome activity, you need the supplies that are listed, which is some crowns, which we will have some paper crowns, 2 chairs, a 1-minute timer, which you can use your phone for, and the video player. And so what you're going to do is you're going to follow this script on telling them about the activity that they're going to do. Set the timer, and then you can repeat that a couple of times. So after doing that welcome activity, you're going to immediately transition into the intro video, which starts here. You're going to play the intro video, which we will have set up on the TV. I will walk you through that in person when we have that set up for Sunday, because I'll actually be serving with you. So we're going to play the intro video, and then you're going to follow this script that is here. And then that is the end of that activity. So looking back at the lesson plan, now you have done the welcome activity and the intro video. And at this point, it should be around 10:20. And so our 3rd through 5th graders are going to exit to go upstairs with their teachers. Make sure to bring the yellow bag. Know that you are going to return around 11:10 or so, since we have a set time now instead of waiting for a text to say to come back down. So around 11:10 is when you're going to come back down. So then we're going to move into, this will stay the same because we felt that this was an important piece to keep in addition to the new curriculum. So you're going to introduce our new memory verse, which is going to be John 3:16, because it is Easter this month. So we're going to just introduce the entire verse. They can practice it multiple times. And then on the sheet, they're going to write, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only son." And as usual, if you are downstairs, they're going to have just a few missing words to fill in. If you are upstairs, they're going to write that entire phrase. And then downstairs is going to play the memory verse song and video on the TV. There is a song that goes with it. Upstairs right now, we're unsure if you're going to have a TV upstairs or not. So I will let you know for sure on that day if you'll be playing it on the TV or if you will just skip that part. So skipping to page 2, which is the back of the lesson plan. So on here, it says, we're going to do our tacos prayer, which is as usual. That doesn't come from the new curriculum. So you'll just go through those 5 prayers, pieces of the prayer, and have the kids give 2 or 3 examples of each, with the exception of confession. We just say that is sin, that is thinking that our way is better than God's. And that is to be like a silent time for them to kind of pray to God about sin that they have struggled with that week, and then ending with the Lord's Prayer. And then at that point, we're going to move back into the new curriculum, which is Find It in the Bible and Bible Teaching, which is going to be on pages 4 through 6. So Find It in the Bible is on page 4. Your materials are just going to be the script as well as the Bibles. So looking at page 4, you're going to kind of walk the kids through God's big story of creation, fall, redemption, and restoration. You can read this just directly to the kids, and this is kind of like an intro to the story that we're going to be looking at today, that this is just a part of God's big story. So this is it for the Find It in the Bible to help get their brains ready for doing our Bible study today. And then the second part of this section is the Bible teaching, which is going to be immediately afterwards on pages 5 and 6. The materials you will need is the script on pages 5 and 6 and the printed images of coats and crowns, which will already be hidden in the classroom. So these are the images right here. I will hide them earlier in the week so that they will be around the classroom for you to find. So as you can see, this is page 5, and this is the beginning of the lesson. Again, there are scripted parts and then reading the Bible directly together and more scripted portions that you can see together here. These are the supplies that you will need. You will need a Bible. You will need the printable pages. Those are the pages here, as well as a crown that you will need that we'll have used in the activity earlier in the day. So the prep I'm doing ahead of time for you. So you will just be following this script with the kids. And then on the back of it is a continuation. This is the page 6 part of it, the continuation of the script, as well as how to point it to Jesus at the end of our Bible teaching for this week. So once you've finished that on page 6, you're done with this section and you're moving on to small group follow-up activities. This is where we're going to have some differentiation between the younger group and the older group. So the younger group has the donkey relay page as well as their discipleship discussion and small group wrap-up. And the 3rd through 5th has the roll out the red carpet as well as their different discipleship discussion and small group wrap-up. So I'm going to walk through K through 2 first. These are on pages 7 through 9. So this is the activity that you're going to begin with on page 7. It's got your supplies, which you just need painter's tape for. It's basically like a relay race where they have to do it like a donkey, but there is, it describes it perfectly. You discuss things together, you have a script to say, and then you play the game together, and then the activity wrap up. And as was on the lesson plan, then you're going to go into page 8, which is going to be your discipleship discussion. So here's page 8, discipleship discussion. And you can follow the scripted part here. And then once you finish this, that leads into the small group wrap up, which is on page 9. Numbered again at the top corner to look for your numbers. And on here, all you're going to need is, we're not going to do the take home page. They're going to take that actually home with them. So you're going to do kind of the scripted pieces and you're going to say goodbye to your small group. And that's when the groups are going to rejoin together. But before I move into the rejoining piece, I'm going to show what the 3rd through 5th graders will be doing. So as you can see, our 3rd through 5th graders are also going to do their activity beginning on page 7. So your packet looks a little bit different for pages 7, 8, and 9. So you're going to be doing the roll out the red carpet activity. You're going to need a red tablecloth and toilet paper in order to complete this. Those will be ready and waiting for you in your classroom. So you've got some discussion points and a script, and then you're going to play the game together and do the activity wrap up. And just like with the younger kids, you're going to then move into your discipleship discussion, which is on page 8. And again, it is scripted. So you have a discussion question and a script. You're going to reference something from the Bible and more discussion with the kids to do your discipleship discussion. And once you finish that, then you're going to move into the next page on page 9, which is your small group wrap up. So these look very similar for both groups, but there are slight differentiations in the questions based on what's age appropriate for the two different groups. So most of this is scripted. So you can see it in there. You're going to pray together, say goodbye. And at that point, hopefully it should be around 11:10, and you're going to come back downstairs to join together for the two groups together in the same room. So now that all of the groups are back together, as we've been doing where we meet in the worship area at the end and they watch a video together, instead of watching a video together with this curriculum, what we're going to be trying out is instead doing a Bible review and wrap up and dismissal at the same time in the worship area. So the dismissal is same as usual. One teacher needs to be at the door collecting stickers and calling kids to be dismissed, while the other kids are on the carpet with at least two teachers doing the review and the wrap up. So the TV is going to be queued up to the Bible review. It is a video. You will need the clipboards. I'll have the container of clipboards down on the carpet, and the Bible review worksheets and pencils. So we're going to flip to, it is on pages 10 and 11 in the packet. So as you see, it's going to be our last two pages. We're going to flip to the back. Page 10. This is the review. The students are going to receive a copy of this as well, and they can go over it with you as they kind of talk about the questions in the video that they talked about in class. So you're going to show the video, which I will walk you through. I'll actually be there with you for how to queue up the video on the TV. And then the wrap up is a teacher guided discussion. So you'll ask questions, and then these are the answers that we kind of guide them towards as we're talking about it together. And then just a reminder of the memory verse. We're not going to watch the verse video this week, I don't believe, and then end with a prayer. And then hopefully that will be right as kids are being dismissed. Also, by the door, you're going to see take home papers. There's one for the younger group, one for the older group. So as they're being dismissed, they can grab one from their appropriate group, whether they are in kindergarten through second grade or third through fifth grade. And that is just to take home to hopefully inspire discussion in their family about what they learned about that week at the Oaks. And so that is it. It is long. It is a lot of pages. Hopefully this made it simple to follow. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime during the week. I have these copies already in the classroom, but please let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to kind of walk through it with you. Thank you guys so much for serving this week. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and thank you again.